Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Slightly Warped Podcast. I'm Rick, joined as always by Big Show. What's up, Show?
What's going on, buddy?
Nothing new in my world, nothing new at all. Just trying to make it in this world.
There's a few things new in your world we'll discuss.
Ah, is there anything new in my world? I mean, we might as well get the 1,000 pound gorilla out the room since, everybody and their mama knows that I'm all about the Raiders.
Okay, so let me take lead on this
Please do, because
because
this is
I want to ask you a couple questions as a Raider fan since I don't really have a dog in the fight.
okay.
So, what is your true feelings like? How do you really feel about the situation that happened?
It's bittersweet. Here's the thing. When it first went down, and the trade was on Monday. Okay, when it first went down, I had visions of remember when we did the same thing to Khalil Mack and we got, some picks and we got Josh Jacobs out of the deal. So I'm like, we get a couple of picks from them. And I think this is not a bad deal. This is not bad. Crosby is a generational talent. You hate to see him go, but you don't let him go for a bag of peanuts and a pack of cigarettes. You want something real for him, something tangible. And I say bittersweet because yes, you could hit on those two picks, or you may not. That's still a crapshoot. With Max, you know what you got, and it kind of sucked seeing him go though. And he did, get on his podcast. He had a very heartfelt message to Raider Nation. He did not want it to go down the way it did. Um, Unfortunately, it happened and he was gone, but everybody felt good about the situation. Um, Similar to Derek Carr. Say what you will about Carr, he was part of Raider Nation. Good, bad, right, or wrong. I don't care about how well he played. When that man finally
Traded?
decides that he's not, huh?
Was he traded?
No, he was let
Okay.
go. He was let go by McDaniels. When they could have got something for him, they chose not to, and that's what pissed everybody off. But that's a whole nother story. But the reason why I compare the two is because when they both decide to hang it up, we hope they sign those 1 day contracts and they retire a Raider. And the other reason why it's bittersweet is because of what happened last night. Um, when our boy Kev sent the text saying that the Ravens backed out of the deal, I'm like, nah, they didn't back out the deal. I thought it's set in stone. And then I read the fine print. Teams can back out of the deal by Wednesday.
Yeah,
And
they have
th-
to, nothing's, you know, no matter who signed with who, none of that's in stone till the actual new season starts.
but then no sooner did I read Joe's message, I got a ping from Raiders.com, saying, hey, Max Crosby's trade has been denied by the Ravens. We have no other information to give at this time. And that was it. And I'm like, what the
Hmm.
hell? Now, there is a 75% chance that he's going to be a Raider on opening day. And
That was my follow-up question if you thought he was going to be a Raider on the opening day.
I like that, especially with the defensive pieces that they've started to put on there. However, we do have to carry that extra money off of his contract, which means there's going to be some other things that we may have wanted that we cannot get.
I personally think he'll be gone before the first of the year, before the season starts. He won't, he's played his last snap with the Raiders, in my personal opinion. It's
Yeah.
just his his price yesterday isn't tomorrow's price. He'll probably get like a second. You guys probably get a second and maybe a possible future first if he meets certain statistical criterias or whatever.
Yeah.
But as a Raider fan, that's you grew up with them and they've been. I mean, even going back to John Elway, they got hoodwinked on a trade for John Elway back in the day, during the draft in '85. and all the other issues, do you think that maybe the NFL had something to do, like actual NFL had something to do with it?
Um, you know what?
Just plain
That's like
conspiracy theory?
that's like one of those what do they call them? Those stories, those urban legends. The league is out to get the
Hmm.
Raiders. The league is out. I don't believe the league is out to get the Raiders.
You don't?
Now, when Commissioner Roselle was the commissioner, yes, because him and Al Davis had beef. I don't
Hmm.
think that's carried over. I really don't. I think
So
that
here's
the
another
Raiders.
hypothetical question for you, because the Ravens, they backed out, and then obviously this morning they signed Trey Hendrickson.
Mhm.
So they're in a win-win as well.
Yeah,
So we are not naive enough to believe that the Ravens did not know Max Crosby's medical status. They knew he just had surgery a few weeks ago, and he just got off crutches last week.
yeah, that's
They
full
knew that
disclosure, and
before they,
it's been on his
yeah,
social media.
they knew that before they actually, uh, initiated the trade or whatever.
Right.
So here's my conspiracy question thought.
Hmm.
So the trade happened on Friday, correct?
I think it was.
Originally
Yeah,
Friday night.
yeah.
If, let's just say, the Patriots had signed Trey Hendrickson on Monday or Tuesday, do the Ravens still back out of this trade?
Mm. I'm gonna say no.
Or, or did the Ravens, after they looked at it and realized, oh shit, we can get Trey Hendrickson for a cheaper price? Let's back out this bitch, keep our shit, and get the second best defensive rush
I
lineman
think
that's.
that's what went down in my mind. I don't believe that there was any malice or ill will towards the Raiders or anything like that.
But isn't that plain dirty pool?
Kind of. The best way I can put it is you ask, you want to go to the prom. The girl you really like's going with somebody else. So you decide to ask another girl. But then the girl that you really wanted to go with breaks up with her boyfriend. And now that's your opportunity to take the girl that you really like to go to the prom.
No, because Max Crosby is the homecoming queen. You went for the debate captain, but the homecoming queen is who you actually had the date with. You broke up with the homecoming queen to go date the debate captain.
If that's what the Ravens wanted, I
I'm just saying. So isn't that dirty though? Like that's not good business.
it's
Like
not. It's not.
if you were a GM for another NFL team, would you want to negotiate with the Ravens?
No, because in the back of your mind is like, will this deal really go through? Are they pulling our leg when we could actually go out here and talk to this other squad and make something happen? You're going to be on the edge.
And from
And
what
I
I
think,
understood from the chick from the Athletic, I was listening to her today. They
mhm.
were actually in contract negotiations with Trey Hendrickson Monday or Tuesday while Max Crosby was in the Baltimore Ravens facility. Like they were
Okay,
signing him
I
that
did
Tuesday
not know
while
that.
he was there. Yes.
I did not know that. That pushes it a little bit more towards the dirty side.
And, they're trying to say, well, we were trying to get them both. Bullshit. You couldn't pay them both $35 million. You weren't going to sink $70 million in two
Yeah.
players, but
No, no,
whatever.
that math ain't mathing. So,
I mean, and from the Baltimore side of things, I think, I mean, yeah, it's kind of crappy that what they did, but I mean, as a business owner and just making a complete business decision, they probably made the right decision because two first rounders for Max Crosby was too expensive, in my opinion.
and that's one reason why I say it was bittersweet because to get those. You're like, wow, one this year, one next year, we'll be sitting pretty good. You got to say yes to that. Now, let
I
me
just think
flip it.
it sucks for your team because they went out and spent $230 million in free agent signings, and now they're going to be handicapped in who they can draft and who they can't draft because you got to pay
Yeah.
rookies too.
Yeah.
Are you who are they going to renegotiate to keep that 30 million on the books because they were planning it to be off the books?
Yeah. It's going to be messy. This is where Spytech needs to call Veach, have a little heart to heart. Hey, I got some math problems. Help me figure this out. How do you do it?
This is how Veach does it. It's real simple. The year after Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl, they sign him to a $500 million contract. And then every year they renegotiate that bitch so it's not as high as it actually is
Yes.
because he's getting most of his money off of endorsements.
Right. And
And
and and
that's how
that's
they actually do it.
yeah, and a lot of people need to know that because uh, a lot of these athletes, and I'm not talking about Mahomes, it's just any athlete in general, may not see the entire duration of their contract. And a lot of these
Right.
athletes know this, and that's why they try to get the upfront money. What's my signing bonus? What's my guarantee?
Well, there
And
used to
that's
not be any guarantees until Kirk Cousins. And Kirk Cousins got X amount of dollars guaranteed, and now everybody mama doing it. There,
yeah,
there isn't necessarily a signing bonus anymore. I mean, there is, but there's not, if that makes sense.
yeah.
But
Uh,
as, even my own squad, man, I'm a little, I have a little trepidation with the moves that we've made. I like Kenneth Walker. I like the defensive guy, Tonga from the Patriots. I like the safety we picked up. I mean, but you lose both your corners. You lose Leo Chanel. Pacheco
well,
went to the Lions.
let me
It's
flip
just
it back on you for a minute and ask you a couple questions. Let's
okay.
start with your corners. Who
Okay.
you got out there when you going up against these AFC squads that have decent to good receivers?
Young guys, and they're going to draft a corner. Noel Williams. He was like the third best corner on our team. He's now going to be number one, obviously. I wasn't too upset with the trade with Trent McDuffie because although Trent McDuffie's a good corner, he's a slot corner. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's not going to take away your number one. Um,
Although
but
the
also,
Rams are paying him like that.
yeah, but also you know, being a Chiefs fan, Veach don't pay the cornerbacks. I mean, going all the way back to uh, what's the numbnuts that used to play for us that we traded to the Rams in 18? Um, can't think of
Oh,
his
oh, I
Marcus
know who you're talking. Thank you,
Peters.
thank you.
And then we don't keep them. We traded L'Jarius Sneed and Howard
Yeah,
McDuffie. We let Honey Badger go after we signed him.
I will
Our
say this about Kansas City secondary: losing all those names, you haven't really lost a step back there.
No, the one that we missed that we probably should have paid is Sneed because he was a dog. I mean, he shut down Tyreek Hill. He shut down Baltimore's Zay Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Shut down the dude at the Eagle, AJ Brown. The year that we won against Philly. I mean, yeah, he got a few of his catches, but don't get me wrong, but Snead was a dog. Um, or maybe it was the 49ers that maybe he wasn't there. Anyway, um, that's the one I think they should have kept. I'm not too worried about McDuffie. Good on you, go get your money. The Jalen Watson thing, I was kind of hoping that they would have re-signed him. But it doesn't surprise me that they didn't. I'm sure we'll pick up a corner.
Oh yeah.
Brian Cook is the safety that we let go too. He went back to Cincinnati or went to Cincinnati. So we've lost, a safety
Well,
and
he's from there, so I think there was talk of him going back to Cincinnati to
I
play.
mean, but he never played for them.
No,
He
no,
went to
back to the
Cincinnati.
city.
He went to the University of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
But Still, we lost him, but we picked up the safety from Baltimore and the Chargers.
Now let
Taking
me ask you this: running back. I know you picked up Walker.
Yes.
Walker had a good second half of the season. He really did. There's no question about it.
Hmm.
Super Bowl MVP, no question about it.
Hmm.
Do you think he can hold up for an entire season? And if so, will he be as good as he was for Seattle during a whole season?
Well, I don't see why he wouldn't be good for the season. It's not like he missed time due to injury. So I don't see why he wouldn't last. I mean, but everybody's a hit away from
Yeah,
from getting it. I think if this was last year, the answer would be probably not. But with EB being back in the building, um, just going back to those no name, and I say no names,
yeah.
like Damian Williams in 2019. You know, when we first won our Super Bowl. He's not a premier running back, but man, did he tore it up that year. Um, who's the one that actually knelt down on the 1 yard line against the Eagles? He wore number one. I forget his name. Forgettable, but that year, a damn good running back. Kenneth Walker has vision and speed, which is what we need. And I think with our interior linemen, it's going to be fun to watch. Now he can't catch the ball very well out the backfield, but we'll run.
Well, you think you
Still
guys
kind of hope that they pick up Jeremiah Love just as a 1-2 punch. They probably won't, but if they don't get him, I want him to pick up that
now, if y'all
defensive end
did
from
that, that would
Miami.
be a cold backfield right there.
Yeah, if they don't do that, I'd like him to pick up that defensive end from Miami.
Y'all still pick ninth.
Ninth and 29. We got two
Yeah,
first rounders.
you got a shot. You got a shot. Yeah, 2 days ago I would have told you, yeah, we got three. Not anymore.
Well, you didn't have two. You didn't have. Do you have two already?
We have ours, and then we had another teams from last year, late in the first round.
You do or you don't?
Yeah, we still do. Let me see if that's on there. If it might have been a second. I don't even remember who we got it from. Raiders draft order. Spell draft right, Ricky. All right. Let's see. Da, 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 da. We got number one and number 14.
You don't
Oh,
have 14 anymore. That's the Ravens pick.
oh, that's right. It does say following in Max Crosby. This needs to update. This needs to update. Second round is who we got. Number 36 and then 67.
Okay, so you got
And
two number twos.
yeah, no, 67 will be the third round. I don't know what they're thinking because the math ain't math.
What is
Yeah,
it?
that's right.
30,
36 and 67. 67 is the third round pick. And then,
30,
yeah, because we
33,
also got
64. Yeah.
1, 2, 3 picks in the fourth round 102, 117, and 134.
I tell you that you'll know the teams that have good GMs and are smart will stockpile draft picks for next year. Next year is the draft that everybody's going to want top draft picks. The talent coming out of the college level next year is going to be mind blowing.
It is going to be very interesting. Um, we still got a month and a half before the draft. I always love the draft because it's around my birthday. And that's where you get to see, okay, this is what my squad is shaping up to look like. We might have a chance here. So you're telling me there's a chance.
I think obviously you guys are going to pick Fernando Mendoza at number
Oh, it's a
one.
given. It's a
I think
given.
I think that's a lock.
That's the
Um,
worst kept secret in the league.
if by some miracle you guys are able to still keep Max Crosby and he actually recovers well and is able to be his normal self
Mm-hmm.
with the free agents that you guys picked up. You could be a dark horse in the AFC. You could
I,
be a fun team to watch again.
I want to believe that. Here's where
I think
reality
could.
sets in.
Could.
Yeah, here's where reality sets in. We said this exact same thing last year, both me and you. The phrase was the Raiders. They're not going to go deep in the playoffs, but they're going to be a problem. The only problem was getting to 3 wins, and they almost didn't do that. So yeah, that was the problem. Now I think Kubiak will make sure that they are more competitive, and that's the word I'm going to use: competitive. I'm not going to throw out wins, losses, or anything like that. It's too soon
Well,
for
not at
anything
all.
like that.
That's what I mean. I think they'll be a fun team to watch. They're still probably a couple years away,
Yeah,
but uh, I think they have the possibility with what they. Because let's be honest, the stuff they've done already this year wasn't even close to what they did last year. I mean, their
yeah,
biggest signing last year was the head coach.
right. That doesn't say much
So they made
because
some bomb ass moves in free agency, and obviously you got the number one. You earned the number one. So you got that.
I would
Kubiak's a
like
good
us to
young
have
coach.
I would like us to have more wins than losses. That way, Max knows, hey, this thing can be turned around. It can be 9-8. It
Yeah,
doesn't have
I
to be 9-8. It's like, hey, this is going in the right direction.
if you're like I said, if you're able to keep him, it'd be great. I don't think he's going to be there. I really don't. I think
And
they're
you might
going
be
to
right.
settle. I think they're going to settle for somebody else. If I was Cincinnati, I would Uno reverse that shit and offer two number ones right now for him. That would be just me. But I don't know. Well, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Yes, sir. All right, let's get to the second half of our podcast here, because I want to go over this with you, talking some crime. I know a lot of people were like, "Hey, where's the crime been?" It's been a few months, hasn't it? But this is recent in the news here. This was from back on March the 6th. A Georgia teacher had died after being run over in a senior prank that went wrong. Again, it was Friday, March 6th. A group of 5 teenagers allegedly tossed rolls of toilet paper onto the outside of math teacher Jason Hughes' home. The Hall County Sheriff's Office said in a statement obtained by Today.com. And after Hughes, who worked at North Hall High School, exited his residence, the teenagers attempted to flee in 2 vehicles, and that's when Hughes tripped and fell into the road and was run over by one of the vehicles, a pickup truck, according to the statement. And the pickup truck was allegedly driven by 18-year-old Jaden Ryan Wallace, who has since been charged with first-degree vehicular homicide and reckless driving. And the Georgia teenager and quote unquote other individuals tried to render aid until local authorities arrived around 11:40 p.m. And Hughes, who was 40, was later taken to the hospital where he passed away. And in addition, Wallace has also been charged with criminal trespass, littering on private property, and some other misdemeanors. So the big difference between this and other true crimes that we've done, most of them, the last few have been mysteries. Who do we think did it? What do we think happened? We've got the crime here. What I want to throw out to you, Big Show, is now the guy driving the truck, you know his charges. He's with 4 other people. How hard do you go in on those kids who are all 18 for the senior prank? We'll start there.
Okay. I don't want to be the one to ask this question, but this is 2026, so I got to
Mm-hmm.
ask this question. Are all the children white?
Oh, that's a good question. I do not know because there are no photos of them in this article. Um, wow. Um, I don't know.
Where was this at?
This is in what, Georgia. I know it's in Georgia. Uh,
Doesn't say, just Georgia high school teacher.
yeah, he's in North Hall High School, and I don't know where North Hall High School is. It's Hall
Well,
County. I know that, but
I
it
did,
doesn't say this
yeah,
name of the
well,
city. It just says Hall County. Um,
it's it's a very sad um, situation altogether because it kind of sounds like from what I'm reading is all the students loved this teacher and they were just doing a
mhm,
prank. And if he
yes,
wouldn't have slipped, it would have been ha ha he, you got me kind of thing.
agreed.
Unfortunately, actions have repercussions. And in my humble opinion, whatever those charges are, that's what they should be. Not just because it didn't mean to happen. Because I guarantee you, if somebody broke into my house, first of all, bad on them. My house, my door is locked for their protection, not mine.
Yes.
But they come into my house, I handle business and arrange a meeting with them in Jesus Christ.
Hmm.
I'm not going to get a slap on the wrist. I'm going to have to go through the court system. I might be charged. I may not be charged. It might be lesser. It may not, who knows?
Right.
Maybe we started on the front porch and I dragged him in the house and I'm trained. Maybe I went too far. It's up to the prosecutor. This young man, these young kids, I'm assuming they're 16, 17 years old,
No, they're
being
all
in high
18.
school. They're
It
all
says
18 and
here
still in high school.
the senior prank. This is their last year. They're getting ready to get out. They've all probably just turned 18.
I mean, it just said the one I'm reading just says the driver was 18. The sheriff's office said 18-year-old Jaden Ryan Wallace and four other people got in two vehicles.
All right, yeah, you're probably right because yeah,
But regardless, okay,
but
16, 17, 18 years
since it's
old,
a senior prank, yeah,
they're still
uh,
kids.
yeah.
They're still kids. Um, that's
Now
something
I
they're gonna
will
have to.
say
That's something they're gonna have to live with for the rest of their life.
that's where I was going with this. The family of the teacher wants the charges dropped.
I mean,
The
that's their
fam,
prerogative, and
yeah.
the charges will probably be dropped if the family pushes it far enough.
Here's my logic on this because you just hit the nail on the head when you said this is something that they're going to have to live with for the rest of their life. Um, Two things. First, what good does it do for any of them to spend 20 years in jail at 18? I mean, what message are we as society sending? Um,
So should they not be punished at all?
there should be punishment. There should be.
So
But
what is
also
a
we
good
have to
punishment for
understand
enrichment?
first and foremost, it was an accident. Nobody set out to do this. And they are definitely going to have to live with this for the rest of their lives, all of them. Not just the guy behind the wheel, but the kids who are laughing and putting up the toilet paper and everything, too. It's going to be in their head. They're going to go through, they're thinking of it now. I guarantee it. Um, I guarantee it's very somber in Hall County and it will continue to be for quite some time. I don't know if these kids will go back to school to finish out the year. That's a whole nother thing as well. Um, what do you do as far as living in any city, a small town or big city, where you know people and people know you and they see you every day, and you're the one that got a teacher killed? How do you live with that?
True. I mean, it's a sucky situation altogether. And intent means a lot. That's why there are different degrees of murder, first, second, third, manslaughter, whatever. If you were out taking your wife out, you and your wife are out to dinner, you and your
Hmm.
wife, right? And some guy got handsy with your wife, pushes you, you just react because you're a male, you punch him. He falls down, hits his head, dies. You didn't mean to kill him.
Right.
Are you going to be in trouble?
Yeah.
That's my point. Actions take repercussions. There has to be some sort of consequence. I'm not saying send him to jail and lock the key, but there's got to be something, and a slap on the wrist probably isn't it. Again, though, what's in their favor is that that family is on their side saying, yeah, it's a tragic accident, but
Yeah.
we don't want you guys to be punished for it. I believe there should be some sort of punishment, whether it be, you know,
Parole.
6,000 community service and
Hmm.
you're on probation for 2 years or whatever, whatever that is. Um, I don't know. It's a very sad situation. Very sad.
I agree. I mean, had it been a
First
relative
of
of
all,
mine,
why were they fleeing? Like, what were they afraid of if he came out there and caught him toilet paper in their house?
I believe that while they were doing it, he probably was coming out because it doesn't describe how it happened, but I believe that he came out while they were doing it and they fled to their vehicles and got ready to speed off. And I think he was just going to get out on the road and stop them, tripped, fell, the truck hits him.
I know, but why stop them if it was all everybody understood it was a prank? Because even the
Kids,
teacher had to have known it was a prank.
yeah, but kids being kids, they're going to run.
I know, but why would he do that though? Why would he
That I
do
do not know.
and
I mean,
just
it says that
not
he
placing
tripped.
blame?
It
No,
says
I
that he
get it.
tripped.
But why would he run out there with them at all? Like, you know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
know. I wasn't there.
And I know we only got a couple more minutes, but I want to throw another curve in there for you
Okay.
about these students.
Hmm.
Were they students that he loved, or were these malcontents?
Hmm.
That may make a difference too.
Yeah, but from the article that I read, it was all in fun. All the kids loved this teacher. This teacher was good to all the kids. Like he didn't have like a bad seed, if that
Yeah.
made sense. That's kind of how I read it.
Yeah. Yeah. You definitely want something for them. Um, Community service, like you mentioned, is something good for them because the weight of this is never going to go away.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
not.
but then they
And,
also need some sort of probation, to
and
where, because people cope with tragedy in multiple ways. And it's not out of the question that one of these kids picks up a bottle and starts drinking and then decides to drive and has a car crash and hurts somebody. You can't that added on what you did. There's got to be an X amount of time where you have to make sure you walk the straight and narrow.
and there's one other thing too. Not only do these kids have to go through this, their parents are going through this too.
Oh, for sure. Well, the
Yeah.
whole
So
town, the whole
yeah.
school.
Oh yeah.
I bet you there'll be no more senior pranks.
Oh, I'm sure there won't. It's just sad all around. My
And
heart goes out
especially
to everybody
your
involved
senior
in this.
year is your best year in high school. It should be memorable for
Yes,
good
because
reasons, not
life
for
is
tragedy.
just beginning for them.
Yes.
It literally is. Hey, before we get out of here, everybody that's watching on any platform, listening on a platform, throw me a comment. Let me know what you think. What punishment would fit this crime, if any? I'm curious to know everybody's thoughts. So throw it on out there, and we're gonna have some bonus true crime for you guys next week. Um, Again, it's really sad, and My heart goes out to all the families, the victim as well as the families of the students, and hopefully the town can begin to start healing soon.
for sure. It's a story that we should probably keep our eye on just to see how it goes.
Absolutely. You got anything before we get out of here today?
Nope, just appreciate everybody tuning in. Love y'all. Again, just like this story just told us, be sure to hug your loved ones because tomorrow is not promised.
Definitely not. You guys take care. We will be back next week. Stay positive, stay blessed. Big Show, take us out of here.
See y'all. Love you.